Hey YouTube, how's it going? BeenAman20 here tonight. Last week I did my first ever story time. It's where I tell you an interesting animal story that happened to me that I didn't have the cameras involved in. Tonight's no different. Normally I'm going to be uploading these on Wednesday, but I got a little bit behind this week, so therefore I'm bringing it to you on a Sunday. Anyway, besides all that, this is an interesting one. One night I was laying in bed scrolling through Craigslist. I don't normally get on Craigslist, especially for reptiles. Just, you get some very gross stuff. I mean, people on Craigslist don't tend to know what a reptile care book is. They've never opened up any literature. Sometimes you get some very gross things, and this story's about that. It's a little sad, so bear with me here. But I was scrolling down through Craigslist, and I seen a tiger reticulated python. Reticulated python being the longest snake on earth. There's been supposed records of up to 30 foot long, even though I think the largest is truly 27 foot, but who cares about all that? I seen this tiger reticulated python, and this animal was rough. I looked at him, he had stuck shed. He was just in like a screen cage that looked very gross. And I'm like, wow, that snake looks like it could have so many diseases. I don't want to be any part of that. And I put my phone down, I was done for the night. That's gross, you know? Well, it weighed on my conscience. I'm like, man, that is a really big snake. That's like a 15-foot tiger reticulated python. That shouldn't just be going to anybody, you know? That could be a very serious snake. They can make wonderful pets, but this snake already being this big, he already looks malnourished, he has some stuck shed because of the humidity issues, because of the screen cage. I'm like, I don't know, I think I should get it. So I hit the guy up, he's like, I want $75 for the snake. If you know anything about big reticulated pythons, that's pretty cheap. I mean, this is an impressive animal, although it is very sickly. So I'm like, man, do I want to risk it or not? I'm like, yes, I want to save the snake. So the drive was about 2 hours away from my house. It was getting kind of late. I'm like, I don't think I can do it today, but I can probably do it tomorrow after work. So I hit up one of my friends. For this story, we're going to call her Jen. I hit up Jen. I'm like, hey, would you like to go with me to pick up a reticulated python? I know she's terrified of snakes, but it's a nice little excursion. I get to have some company on the road, keep me awake since I've been at work all day. And I'm like, you know, it'd be a good time just to talk and hang out. So she's like, yeah, sure, I don't like snakes, but just as long as it's inside a container, we're good. I'm like, it'll be inside a container, you know, we'll make sure of that. So I don't bring a container. Guy's like, I have a container. I'm like, cool, this works. So I drive down there 2 hours. I get to some trailer park. This guy lives inside a trailer. No offense to you if you live inside a trailer, it's just not the place I typically expect to see the longest snake on earth. You know, this is a 15-foot long snake. It's half the size of your trailer. Whatever. He doesn't let me come in. Okay, some people are a little bit shy about you going into their house. I understand this. He brings it outside. It's already dark. I've been off work, you know, it's 7, 8 o'clock at night. So he brings it outside. I'm like, man, I really like to see how it's set up, you know, see if I can see mites, see if I can see, you know, just see what's going on. He doesn't fill me in at all on that. I'm like, okay, yet again, I don't want to intrude. This guy's a little sketchy. When I say sketchy, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was methed out of his gourd. He had to be on something. I'm guessing it was an amphetamine. Anyway, besides all that, I'm just judging a book by its cover, I guess, but this cover was pretty pronounced. Anyway, I decide I'm going to open up this container and pull the snake up out of here a little bit using my car headlights, just see if I can see any mites, see if I can see anything, you know, stuck shed, see what's going on, see how healthy the snake really looks, see if it's got nose rubs, see about a respiratory infection, any of that. So I actually picked the snake's head up. He's like, it's not too temperamental. I'm like, good, I really don't want to get smoked by a snake this big. Pull its head up, I'm sitting there holding it, it's sitting there right there, head on my arm. I'm looking at the headlights. It looks okay. It doesn't look too bad. I don't see any mites. I'm like, you know, I mean, it would be kind of hard to see them out here, but I mean, like if it's a mite infestation, I'm definitely going to see them. So, of course, if you don't know, mites are little tiny bugs that suck the blood out of snakes. It causes a snake to become dehydrated. It causes a snake, you know, to have less blood in its system. It's really bad for the snake. Eventually, it will kill it if you don't get it taken care of. Plus, they spread like wildfire. You bring a snake into your collection with mites, everything's going to get mites if you're not very, very careful. So I'm really trying to avoid that. So anyway, I'm like, okay, do you have anything that we can secure this container with? I said, I got wood screws. Wood screws, are you kidding me? We're going to clamp down this big Rubbermaid with this snake in it with wood screws. I guess that's all we have. So I guess that's how we're going to do it. I'm not going to tell her that it's not secure, you know. It's probably going to make it through the trip. I know I'm a horrible friend at this point, but I can catch it out of the car if need be. You just don't, she don't bail or something. You know, that's what I'm thinking. It's on my head at least. So anyway, we go ahead and we secure the container as good as you can with wood screws, which isn't very well. And I'm like, how heavy is he? You know, I think I can pick him up. He ain't that big. He's like, oh, he's about 200 pounds. No, he's not. Not even close. He is tiny. You know, maybe 45. He's not 200. So I picked the container up like it's nothing, you know, put it into the car. I'm not that strong of a person. I know he's not 200 pounds. Anyway, who cares? He's bad with numbers. That's cool. I give him the $75. Lastly, before I leave, what's this snake eating? You know, you're feeding him rabbits, you're feeding him guinea pigs, you're feeding him chickens. You can buy all these from Rodent Pro. I just want to know what he's eating. Therefore, if I get him home and he's not eating chickens, I can move to rabbits, which is what he's normally eating. He's like, I've been feeding him possums. You've been feeding him what? He's been feeding him possums. Wild caught possums. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Possums can carry all sorts. Well, any wild animal can carry all sorts of parasites. So feeding this snake possums is giving it all sorts of parasites inside its system that you don't want. Anytime that snake goes to the bathroom, he's letting all those parasites loose. Anytime you touch that snake's cage and you touch another snake's cage, now they can have the parasites. It just spreads like wildfire, just like the mites, or it could. So I'm like, great. I'm gonna have to run him on Panicure and Flagyl and all the anti-parasitics I can find to take care of this problem. Whatever, here's the money, I'm leaving with the snake. I've already this committed, this animal does not need to be in your care anymore. So I go ahead, take the snake, we're driving down the highway. It's an interstate. We're moving right along, probably 70 miles an hour at least. All of a sudden, Jen screams. I white knuckle the steering wheel. I'm thinking, do I try to overpower her? Because what if she bails out that door? Clearly the snake's out. That's the only reason she'd be screaming like this. She's got superhuman strength at this time. She's got fear running through her head. There's no way I'm going to be able to hold that door shut. I don't have child safety locks on. That would have been a good idea. She screams. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, Red Lobster. I want to go to Red Lobster. Okay, Red Lobster. Only reason you were screaming is because you wanted to go to Red Lobster. Fair enough. We have a snake in the car. It's a little cool. We can't go to Red Lobster tonight. Can we go someplace else? You know, maybe a drive-through. She's like, yeah, sure. How about we go to Taco Bell? Like, Taco Bell? We can do Taco Bell. That's fine. We'll just eat inside the car. We got a snake. We'll get him home, taken care of. We'll go to Red Lobster some other time. Once I relearn how to breathe, I get calmed down. We find a Taco Bell. We get into the drive-thru. We're sitting there at the drive-thru. I have the window down. It's a little cool. I shouldn't say cold, but it's cool enough. But there's still a couple bugs flying around. She doesn't like bugs. Didn't know this. She's like, Brandon. I'm like, yeah. She's like, there's a bug back there on the tote that the snake's in, there's a bug. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a moth. It's fine. She's like, I don't like him. Can you get it? I'm like, I'll get the moth. Whatever. Reach back there, I grab it. That's not a moth, that's a roach. I'm like, that is a German roach. That's not good. Throw it out. Shouldn't have did that. Now Taco Bell has roaches. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm like, that ain't good. She's like, hey, Brandon, there's another one. There's another one. There's another one. They're everywhere. Great. Roaches, German roaches, are prolific. They're one of the worst pests out there. Once you get them, they're hard to get rid of. They're just as bad as the mites. They are horrible. So what do? Game time decision. I'm like, put your purse up in the seat, put your feet up in the seat. We're going to figure this out. So we get down to Taco Bell, we drive over to Walmart. My best idea is we're going to buy a tote. We're going to move the snake into another tote. We're going to try to make sure he don't have any roaches on him. New tote doesn't have any roaches. Then we're going to try to get all the roaches off of this tote so I can keep the tote. Well, we go to Walmart, find the biggest tote we can. We buy it. I'm like, hey, you're probably going to have to help me move this snake. I don't know that I can keep him from coming back out of the container while I'm moving all 15 foot of him over to the new container. She's like, I can do that. I'm like, really? This is awesome. Sweet, you're getting over your fear. So we go into a abandoned parking lot. We open up the new container. We pull out the old container. I pop it open. The lighting ain't real good, so I can't see what's going on inside the container. It could be full of roaches. I don't know. I start toting the snake over, just moving him over. Getting foot after foot. Snake's doing great. He's doing wonderful. She's doing wonderful. She's holding the lid down for me. Everything's going great. I finally get to the last bit of snake. I have to push his head back in. We're good. We close it. We're done. No roaches. Doesn't look like there's any roaches. If nothing else, we got rid of a lot of the roaches. Let's go ahead and beat this container out and see if we can't, salvage it. I don't want to leave this container here. That's littering. I don't believe in that. So I grab the container and just throw it down on the concrete. And the concrete is crawling. I've never seen anything like it. It's the most roaches I've ever seen. It's horrible. They are everywhere. She actually grabs the tote with the reticulated python in it and starts backing up, trying to get him away from the roaches. I'm sitting there like, oh crap, what are we going to do? Only thing I can think of, we're going to put the reticulated python in the car so he don't get more roaches on the new container. And unfortunately, we're going to have to leave the container. I am not taking this with me. So if you were cleaning out an abandoned parking lot and you found a Rubbermaid container, I'm very sorry about that. I did not want them roaches. That is probably the only time in my life I've ever littered, but at the same time, that was disgusting. So we get home. I check the snake over. He has a respiratory infection. I treat him for the respiratory infection. I treat him for parasites. I treat him for everything I possibly can think of. I had to take him to the vet once. He did great during his vet checkups. Everything looked okay. He did great. He recovered well. I have a video. It's really old. It's really crappy. If you want to go check it out, you can. I have it's like huge reticulated python or something like that in some of my video. That was my big tiger retic. He lived and did wonderful and is an amazing snake. And yeah, I'm just excited to that I could take him out of that situation because that was disgusting. That was the grossest snake story I have. It was just, I don't like roaches. I don't mind your dubia roaches. I don't mind your Madagascar hissing roaches. I breed those. That's okay. African roaches are kind of clean. Madagascar roaches, they're pretty clean. Those German roaches are so prolific. Red runners is another roach I just don't like. They're just so prolific. They're so fast. They can climb anything. They're just everywhere. I'm not a fan. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. Yet again, I'm glad that you watched this video. I'm glad I was able to help the snake in that situation. It was an absolutely wonderful snake. Ate anything I ever put in front of him. Never bit me. Totally sweetheart. Awesome pet. But it was just such a crappy situation that he came out of. I hope I never have another one like that. I want to help out, but at the same time, that was just gross. But anyway, thank you for watching. I will have another video out tomorrow. I just picked up my first black mamba that I've ever brought to the channel. I had a pair a while back, but I'm getting ready to unbox this one. So anyway, going to have to go do that real quick. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Have a good night.